Well, we're all girls. Jane smiled. I began to open my mouth to protest but decided not to. I might not be a girl, but I'm certainly dressed like one. We chose a yellow apron with white flowers and a frilly hem. It was the best of a bad bunch, and returned to the pack. I can tie a bow behind my back because we occasionally wear aprons at school for art class, but tying a neat and even bow quickly proved to be a lot trickier. After half an hour we had a short break which involved a weak beaker of orange juice and a biscuit. Us boys gravitated to each other and Anthony declared the experience as awful. It's not that bad, I reluctantly admitted as Tawny Owl approached. How are our new girls getting on? She chirpily asked. Enjoying yourselves? Yes, we muttered, although I'd prefer it if we weren't collectively referred to as girls. Now, apart from being polite and helpful, what's a good brownie supposed to be? She asked. After a few wrong answers, Benjamin finally got it right when he suggested presentable. Very good, Benjamin, she smiled. Which is why all three of you need to keep checking your knee socks to make sure they're pulled all the way up, and that the patterns aren't twisted, she informed us. I looked down at my socks. One is up yet twisted, the other is at half-mast. Benjamin and Anthony's socks are similarly unkempt. All three of us tended to them. That's better, she said before sauntering off. This is so weird. I frowned. I feel silly wearing a dress. Me too. Benjamin agreed. Especially in front of all these girls. It could be worse. Anthony claimed. I thought they'd all be laughing, at least they're being nice to us, he added. I guess he's got a point, but that doesn't make it any less weird. I wonder if they're both wearing knickers too, before swiftly removing that thought from my head. Do you wear dresses at home? Anthony asked. No. I retorted. Although in light of my sister Judy's suggestion that I need to practice, a more accurate answer could be not yet. Brown Owl clapped her hands and the short break was over. The meeting resumed and we rejoined our packs and played a few group games, Mole in the Hole, On the Bus and What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf? Towards the end of the meet we discussed the brownie promise and brownie law once more before Benjamin, Anthony, and I each made our promise and Brown Owl pinned the gold brownie badge to our collars. The girls clapped whilst we just blushed. Once again, Brown Owl told the group that before joining the brownies, all three of us were Cub Scouts and had already earned some badges. Benjamin and Anthony have both demonstrated their bird-watching knowledge as well as their knot-tying skills, she said. They stepped forward to receive the badges as the rest of us half-heartedly applauded them. And Vincent has demonstrated his excellent knowledge of the night sky. I stepped forward to receive my badge to a small, underwhelming applause. A little more practice on your plaiting and you'll have the knot-tying badge next week, she smiled. Other girls received badges for various things such as helping the elderly, laying a dining table and earning a swimming award. The meeting drew to a close and myself, Benjamin and Anthony were each given a copy of the Brownie Handbook and the Brownie Badge Book before Janet, Patricia, Catherine, Barbara and Allison were called over to bring all 8 nominees together. Again we were collectively referred to as girls and told that from next Tuesday, we'll be staying on after brownies for an extra 30 minutes where we'll learn everything we need to know for the May Day celebration. What kind of things? I hesitantly asked. All sorts of things, Vincent. You'll be rehearsing the ceremony and making the garlands, she explained before giving each of us a note to give to our parents. She said we could leave but I loitered. I told her that I didn't want to be the May Queen and she told me that it might not me, since it could be any one of us. I told her that I didn't want to be one of the 7 sisters either. She asked me if I'd spoken to my parents about it. I told her what they'd said. Well, it's important to do things for others, and by the sounds of it, your mother has set her heart on you being part of the May Queen ceremony, she replied. We discussed it further, in particular my worries about having to wear a dress, but in a nutshell, I was told that it will be fun and that I should be involved even if I don't want to be. I left with my head hung low. Mother beeped the car horn to alert me. I ran to the car and climbed inside. Did you have a nice time? She asked. It was okay. I grumbled. I gave her the note and she read it, then she inquired after the booklets I held. It's a brownie handbook and a book with all the different badges in. Oh, that's something to work towards. You had quite a few badges in Cubs, didn't you? I got my stargazing badge already. I informed her. Really? Mother exclaimed. That was quick. It took Judy weeks to get her first brownie badge, and that was just for sweeping up. Sweeping up? I exclaimed before telling her about learning how to plait Jane's hair in order to get my knot-tying badge. Mother asked who Jane is. She's my brownie buddy. Oh, she'll have lots and lots of badges, I expect. Not really, the sixer and second had loads though, almost a sleeve full.